Well, that's it then. Tyle Adams is out the door 20th of August this year, 2023, and that marks the end of USMNT's involvement in the Leeds United squad. Coming up in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about that involvement, the other two players that have left, and of course a little bit about Jesse Marsch, a little announcement as well about this weekend's live stream against Ipswich Town. If you want to join me for the watch along there, stay tuned, watch this video all the way. Watch along Leeds, shorts, live, and watch along with me, Leeds United, because we all love Leeds. For me, the motivations are quite clear as to why Tyle Adams has left Elland Road. He's going to be joining Bournemouth, a team with history, as he says, the prestige of being in the Premier League, and of course, we all care about this, don't we? It's rumoured that some of the players took a 50% pay cut as we were relegated into the Championship this season coming, and that's because there is a lot less money in the Championship than there is in the Premier League, and teams are obligated now to follow FFP, financial fair play rules. Those are imposed by the Premier League, promoted by FIFA and other governing bodies, and that basically ensures the sustainability of the club. As for Tyle Adams, I think he's the worst loss for us in terms of during his time with us in the Premier League. He was by a long way the best of the three signings that Jesse Marsch made in terms of his overall fitness, what he contributed to a game, his overall skill, his vision, passing ability, etc. The statistics don't lie, and as soon as Tyle Adams went missing from our squad due to injury back in March, we started dropping points left, right and centre. In fact, our average points dropped, meaning that we were much less likely to even get a point, and almost impossible for us to get a win. The side has actually only won 11 matches since the sacking of Marcelo Bielsa in February 2022, and his replacement, of course, Jesse Marsch. Will speak a little bit about him as this video goes on. I'm quite sure when you listen to Tyle Adams' interview, he's perhaps been again misguided, or perhaps he's just coming up with any old pre-written script answer that these are the things we're going to ask you, this is how we want you to answer, and now you're under contract with us. According to reports, it is a sale, but the conditions are that there could be sell-on clauses involved in this one. The maximum that Leeds are going to get paid on it is approximately £26 million. That's going to be an overall net profit of about £6 million, but we have got a big outlay to pay for his transfer fee from the club that we bought him from, and of course there are many other things involved in football with regards to add-ons, bonuses, agent fees, etc. So it's quite difficult, and it is unclear. The Leeds United statement was very abrupt, and it just read as follows: midfielder leaves the Whites. Leeds United can confirm Tyle Adams has joined AFC Bournemouth in a permanent deal for an undisclosed fee. Usually they would have wished the player well for the future or put some sort of courteous message on the end there, but it's been very abrupt, this one, not very polite, not many pleasantries involved, so one can only assume that Tyle Adams has been causing a little bit of bother behind closed doors. And if that's the case, you know, get him offloaded, get rid of him. He's injured anyway. He's going to be out for another few weeks by the sound of it before Bournemouth can actually start taking advantage of his services. I mean, the whole episode just seems completely bizarre because he was on the verge of signing for Chelsea. He'd apparently passed medicals and everything was all ready to go and the documents ready to sign. And then suddenly Chelsea backed out of the move, and Elite came out of Stamford Bridge basically saying that he's going to need at least another 4 months before his recovery is completed, and then of course he's not going to be match fit. When we talk about match fitness, what we mean is that the player is not only fit but able to play at the level required. That usually takes a couple of games after such a long injury, probably multiple games actually, depending on the nature, and Tyle Adams' injury was quite a bad one if I recall rightly. Here's a couple of things that he had to say in his Bournemouth sign-on interview.
Yeah, I'm very excited to say the least. Obviously, the excitement of the Premier League last year was amazing. It was a dream come true to have an opportunity to represent a team, and obviously how the season ended wasn't to my liking. And now having another opportunity to join an amazing club like Bournemouth, I'm very excited to get started. Yeah, that it's the best league in the world. It definitely doesn't lack quality. Week in, week out, you're playing against the highest caliber of players, highest caliber of managers, and it throws something new at you every opportunity that you get. So growing up, that's all I watched was the Premier League. So last year, having the opportunity to fulfill that dream was amazing.
And it's been a bit of a hectic summer for you. What attracted you to AC Bournemouth?
Yeah, no, a lot of things attracted me to Bournemouth. Obviously, the manager himself, one of the up-and-coming young managers in the world. He was actually playing for NYCFC when I was playing at New York Red Bull and coming through the system there, so having a little bit of familiarity there. The amazing sporting director and CEO, through so many conversations about how I'll be used in this amazing project that they're building here, was very exciting as well.
So I'll just translate that for you. Basically, I'm totally crocked at the moment. I can't play, and I'm really excited to get back into the Premier League because basically, I got totally crocked when I was at Leeds and couldn't contribute to the survival. And that's a great shame because I think he would have made a difference to us in those final weeks, especially that month of April where we had something like 7 games and we managed to eke a point out of those 7 games. And it's a shame that he's leaving us, or that he's now left us, should I say. But Leeds move forward and we've got Ampadu now, and he's a much more capable player in my opinion. His distribution and his touch on the ball is absolutely fantastic. He also is capable of covering a lot of ground and reading the play. So thanks very much, Tyle Adams. I hope you have a great time trying to keep Bournemouth out of the relegation zone, and I hope you don't get relegated again. Being in the Premier League isn't the be-all and end-all of a player's career. I know you've obviously fantasised about being in the Premier League, but you weren't good enough to sign for Chelsea. I suspect that's the injury that's thrown that deal under the bus, and that's the way it is. I'll just summarise in a nutshell what the rest of the interview is all about, and it's talking about leadership, and there's a whole load of waffle on there, and it's almost akin or straight out of the Jesse Marsch book of waffle that he undoubtedly wrote, and it's just absolute utter garbage and nonsense. But look, I tell you what, if you do really want to watch that interview, I'll stick a link in the description. You're more than welcome to go there and watch it and see what other waffle he's got lined up for you. If that sounds like you, be my guest. Anyway, moving on to Jesse Marsch, of course, the Leeds manager. He spent it just under a year at Elland Road, and he didn't do very much for us. He had a good result against Chelsea, had another good result against Liverpool, and his tenure was pretty much over and done with. After the new year, he couldn't seem to pick up 3 points for us, and barely managed to scrape the odd point here and there. But by then we were playing with a very, very depleted squad. We had key players like Tyle Adams missing. We all know what was going on, and of course the tactics that Jesse Marsch employed, it was the same game in, game out. He also got rid of one of our iconic players in Klitsch. Klitsch was an absolute diamond for us at Elland Road. He was highly thought of, highly rated, and a bit of a hard man in the midfield, and that's something that we liked. When Klitsch left, it left us very, very weak in that midfield. It made us really susceptible to opponents. There wasn't any experience there, and of course we all relied then on Brendan Aronson, who is of course the GOAT. No, literally, that's what I'm talking about. Brendan Aronson is the GOAT. He spends more time on the floor eating the grass of the football field. And I don't know just what happened with him going to Leeds United, but he certainly didn't have the strength to compete in the Premier League. But he sounds like he's getting an easy ride now in the pedestrian German leagues with a second-rate club. They're not very good. But anyway, then there was that Weston McKennie, a guy who looked like he was literally running in tar. He just didn't have the pace to be dealing with the Premier League, especially the type of tactics that we were playing. You know, he wasn't very good at going forward, and he was definitely a lot worse at trying to track back, and really struggled in the Premier League. He's going to be more suited to the pedestrian type pace that Italian football has to offer, and in fact he played in Juve's recent win over Udinese a couple of days ago. So, you know, good luck to him. They've all gone now. There's no USMNT players there, but I will say that, you know, that doesn't rule out the possibility that Leeds might sign another American player. You know, I hope they certainly do, but especially someone who's got the quality. We're looking for a striker, actually, someone who's likely to get 20-25 goals a season. Fairly tall, good physique, strong on the ball, good skills, etc. If you know anybody who's like that, USMNT fans, let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. We've already had a very slow start. We've got a very weakened squad at the moment, not enough players, and we can't even fill a subs bench at the moment. So things are really bad for us Leeds fans, and I'm sure you know, if you are watching on in America or wherever, you'll certainly agree that we definitely need players in over the next 10 days. You know, at least 6 signings are going to have to be made for us to actually be able to compete in this mammoth Championship League. You know, look, they've all gone now. Good luck to them. We move on, and let's all get behind Daniel Farke for this rebuild. Let's hope that he's got some really good names lined up under the table that, yes, of course, we're all getting a bit frustrated with, and a lot of stuff's gone floating around on the internet today about various different players. You know, just let the 49ers quietly get on with the job of signing these players. Let's hope that we don't get any hijacked deals again like we have done already. And yeah, I think we're moving forward, you know, once we get a bit of strength and depth added to the squad, I think we're going to be alright, so don't worry about it.